What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. So, okay, all right. You keep asking me, you know what I'm saying? You keep asking me to talk about this particular story, this particular situation. I'm not going to duck it, though you're not going to like what I'm going to say, all right? So, people are always like, you don't keep the same energy, for players. You pick and choose, Yeah, they do it. And no, I'm not perfect. There are some stories, there's some things out there I might have missed at times, and if you bring it to my attention, if I think it warrants, a video where I have to, chastise a person or say somebody's doing something that's not right too, I will do it. But in this situation with Jamal Murray, I don't see it as the same or similar with Kawhi Leonard. All right. First of all, and this is something that my brother-in-law's Ticket TV has said, Kawhi Leonard has a history of this. All right. Kawhi Leonard has a history of getting injured, which I'm not doubting that, but extending the healing process to the point where you're like, um, okay, can you have come back by now? And the injuries that I'm talking about, we're talking about the situation with his knee, which is not an actual acute injury, but something that he's going to be dealing with for the rest of his career. Okay? Now, this is the difference. Jamal Murray suffered an Achilles rupture just about 1 year ago. Kawhi Leonard suffered a not a full ACL tear, but a partial tear almost a year ago. Both of them are significant injuries, but the Achilles rupture is a much more significant injury and takes more time. Quite honestly, it usually takes, from what I can tell, from what I observed with NBA players, something along the lines of a season to recover from. Kawhi Leonard's injury, from the medical information I've read, on the long end takes 9 months. Normally between 6 to 9 months. All right. Although there were some people that have come back from ACL tears as quickly as 5 months. Remember, Kawhi's is a partial tear, so it should have been faster. Kawhi just didn't want to fucking come back. He didn't want to push himself. He said, "Fuck it, I'll come back next year." I think Jamal Murray, and he's addressed the fans. It's not like he hasn't said anything like Kawhi Leonard, because fans are like, okay, the team needs you, Jamal. They're down 2-0. Why don't you come back? And Jamal's message is basically, you don't think I want to come back? From what I've read, it seems like he wants to come back, but he's just not ready. Now, look, I don't know what the situation is, because reports are that he's been cleared by medical doctors to come back. Okay? Now, these medical doctors are notoriously conservative, okay? Notoriously conservative when it comes to clearing players from major injuries. There have been times when players have said that they feel like they could go, but the doctors will be like, nope, there's a risk of such and such, don't come back until we clear you. These medical doctors have become notoriously conservative when it comes to protecting these players' injuries. But when the medical personnel for the NBA, when the doctors, excuse me, for the medical team, for the doctors clear to play, it does rise some suspicion. Okay? Now, because this is Jamal Murray's first situation, you got to give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe he doesn't feel right. I don't know. I don't know what the situation is. See, if this was something he had a pattern of, when he get hurt, it takes him forever to come back. Um, if the normal timetable for, let's say it's a lesser injury and most people come back within 3 months and he comes back 6 7 months later, or it's always something like that, okay, then yeah. So I understand that it could be a situation where even though he's been medically cleared, the team is looking at him, looking at Michael Porter Jr.'s situation and saying, you know what, let this year be a wash and we want everybody to come back next year. Maybe he's had a conversation with the front office and they want him to come back next year. We don't know this shit. So because of that, it's hard for me to get on here and say blah 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 blah. There's been reports that Steve Ballmer is pissed off at Kawhi Leonard for pulling his diva shit, not being out there when he's able to play. So there's a lot of evidence to suggest that Kawhi Leonard can play, but chooses not to. Lesser injury, at least lesser severe injury to Jamal Murray, has a comeback. So that's my assessment of it, man. Um, I'm going to give Jamal Murray the benefit of the doubt with this situation. This is probably the first significant injury he suffered of this magnitude in his career. Um, this is a career-threatening type injury. Okay, um, we're not talking about a bruised knee. We're not talking about shoulder surgery, which is still serious. We're talking about the Achilles rupture, which is a potentially career altering injury. Okay. Um, he may feel like, and maybe the team feels like, why risk him now to come out there and suffer a setback, even if the chance is minute, and ruin his career or set it back another 2 years? I don't know. I don't fucking know. I will say this. If you want me to go out there on a limb and say this, the players of today don't have the same mentality of players of the past. Okay? But these players today make a lot of money, and I'm pretty sure that influences a lot of their decision, right? To be in this situation where you're in, and I don't know, I haven't looked at his contract situation, but I don't know whether or not he's due for a big contract. I look at that. That could be also a factor. So don't want to go out there and look like absolute doo doo or get hurt again, and then you miss out on a potentially big contract. That's part of it. That's possibly part of it. So I don't know, but tell me what you guys think.